I just perpetually have a thing happening on my forehead. Hey! I'm Podge. Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, hello, subscribe if you want, and we can see each other again. So I broke my wrist. I broke it 2 weeks ago, actually, exactly. Alec and I were skating at our home skate park that we go to all the time. Long story short, we were picking up speed and then like dropping into this bowl and carving. I'm learning how to carve. There's a situation where you can carve, and if you make it around that one, there's another smaller one you can immediately try. So I was freaking whipping around and I made the big one, and I decided to follow him to try the second one. When I got to the highest part that I made it to, something happened. I'm not sure. The board slipped out, or I don't feel like I bailed. I think I would know if I bailed. So I fell and I caught myself with my wrist. But I think the reason it broke was the combination of the blunt force and then also the fact that my body, after I caught myself, twisted back towards the bottom of the bowl. I immediately started crying. The only protective gear that I was wearing, guess what it was? Wrist guards. You guessed correctly. That was like my biggest fear in skateboarding. Like the only thing I wanted to protect. I was wearing wrist guards. I was wearing the wrist guards. It wasn't enough, I guess. That's why I think it was the twist. Alec pulled off my wrist guard to expose a giant lump. I think we both went into shock at that point, to be honest, because we're like, oh, we will be going to some sort of medical facility this evening. Alec drove me to the ER where I got x-rays, and also the nurse put a needle
into the lump
to numb it, and then she squoze the ever-living out of the lump, I guess to realign the bones as much as possible. She said that if they're aligned well enough, then I won't need surgery. I went to a specialist on Monday, had to endure an entire weekend because nothing's open on the weekend. Dr. Champagne, shout out, looked at my business and let me know that his recommendation was to have surgery. So I did have surgery a week ago. I'm pretty good now. I can like do some shit. My thumb is still really sore to like squeeze down. Like I'll hold things like this. That's the story. I still have not gotten my bill from the ER. I'm pretty nervous about that. That will put me pretty good in the hole. Geez, it's been expensive and inconvenient and frustrating and sad and painful. When I had surgery, my doctor said the anesthesiologist is going to offer you a nerve block. You don't have to take it if you don't want. 24 hours following your surgery, you won't feel any pain and your arm will just be numb. That's pretty much all he told me. And then the anesthesiologist came and he was like, do you want the nerve block? And I'm thinking like, why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like no pain. And he said that was his recommendation. And so I was like, let's go with your recommendation. You're the freaking professional. I wish that I hadn't. I would have rather been in the pain and just taken the medicine than have the nerve block. I had no control over my arm. It was like a dead man's arm on my body. It's a kind of numbness I've never experienced. I hated it. No, thank you. If I ever had the option again to have a nerve block, no, thank you. Also, when this all started and like I, had gotten situated, like I had my appointment set up and I was like, okay, this is kind of figured out. Weirdly, I was excited for the challenge of doing things with my left hand. Because they say that's like supposed to be good for your brain, but shit was hard. I'm very thankful for my able body. I'm gonna have far more gratitude just for my body working. The other day, I was trying to light a candle. This is embarrassing. This is very embarrassing. I was trying to light a candle with a match. And I can't really pinch yet. And so I was trying to hold the book of matches, like you pinch the match and you pull it and it lights. I was trying to hold the book with this and I wasn't pinching hard enough. to ignite. And I tried the other way and I couldn't pull fast enough with this one. I was like, I can do this, I can do this. And without even thinking, I put the match in my mouth and I pinched the book and I pulled, and the match sparked up and it burnt my chin. Then I spit the match out and it hit the floor and went out. And I just stood there looking at the match for like 30 seconds. I'm like, when did I become such an idiot? And look at my chin. That's because I put a match in my mouth. I lit a match with my mouth. I think all Humane Society animals that are put up for adoption, if they're spayed and neutered through the Humane Society, they get a green tattoo on their belly, like where no hair grows. And Tuesday has a green line right there. And Pixel actually has a little green line as well, and he's also from the Humane Society. So I got a little green line just to signify, you know, adopt, don't shop, and also that I love my pets and I wanted to match them. For whatever reason, guys, I don't know why or what triggered this. I think it was like 3rd and 4th grade. 2 years of my life, I wore a bandana every single day on my head, tied in a triangle. You're probably picturing something cute. Whatever you're picturing, throw that away because it was ugly. The only time I took it off was to sleep. I swam in the bandana, I played soccer in the bandana, I went to school in the bandana, I took pictures in the bandana, you name it. And I had so many because I would have my mom like match my bandana with my outfits. But it's a period of my life where like, I think it's cool that my mom just kind of embraced it. Like, you know, she just bought me all the bandanas and no one really questioned it at the time. And I just went through that and then I came out of it and I think about it every now and then and I'm like, that was weird. Kind of cool, but pretty weird. So the little paisley is supposed to represent like that little window of time in my life. So I will leave you all with this. Don't take your able body for granted. Maybe you should take a moment, close your eyes, and thank your shell because it does a lot for you and you probably are taking it for granted. Also, if you know me personally and you reached out, thank you. I really did feel very loved through this whole experience, and that's cool to feel every now and then, you know, so thank you. I will see you on the next stupid ass video. Goodbye.